Is this winter about to break every record? Weather update: American cities number 138. Buckle up, because this winter is about to throw us a massive curveball over the next 7 days. We are looking at a wildly active stretch of weather that's going to bring a little bit of everything to the table. From severe storms and tornadoes this weekend, to record-shattering heat that might actually get the groundhog fired from his day job. The map is lit up like a Christmas tree. We have heavy snow hitting everywhere from California to the Northeast, and it all starts later on today. Our first big system is rolling in right now, and unfortunately, it might just break your heart for Valentine's Day. If you had outdoor plans from Texas all the way to the East Coast, you might want to back up because it's going to be a total washout. We're talking dreary, widespread rainfall and the threat of severe weather like damaging winds, large hail, and even a couple of tornadoes. It is not exactly the romantic setting most people were hoping for, but that is just the start of it all. While the East deals with the rain, a dramatic pattern shift is about to send a surge of warm air straight through the heart of the country. We are looking at a winter heat wave that is going to push record-breaking temperatures as far north as Minnesota and the Dakotas early next week. It's a total flip-flop from the freezing conditions we usually expect this time of year. But don't get too comfortable in those t-shirts because several major storms are currently lining up across the Pacific. These Pacific storms are going to be absolute monsters, fueled by a massive atmospheric river that is going to dump heavy snow and trigger intense thunderstorms across the central and eastern United States. To understand why this is happening, we have to look at the jet stream. Right now, there is a massive dip over the desert southwest, which is acting like an engine for severe weather. This setup is why we are watching areas from New Mexico to the Dixie Alley very closely over this weekend. By Saturday and Sunday, that same system is going to unleash damaging winds and hail across a huge chunk of the South. But right behind it, a dominant ridge of high pressure is building, and that is what's fueling our heat wave in the Great Plains. It is a tale of two seasons happening at the exact same time. While some people are dodging tornadoes, others will be basking in record warmth. However, for the snow lovers in the northern tier, this high pressure is actually a very good sign. As we head into the start of next week, that jet stream is going to intensify like crazy, stretching from Arizona all the way into the mid-Atlantic. This is basically a high-speed conveyor belt for moisture and energy. We are watching a powerhouse system slamming into California that will dump a staggering amount of rain and mountain snow. Once that energy crosses the Rockies, it is going to ignite at least two massive winter storms that could impact millions of people east of the mountains. To give you an idea of the sheer scale of this, just look at the moisture levels. We have a literal river in the sky stretching from the Pacific into the Northeast. These upcoming storms are going to feast on that moisture, making them incredibly efficient rain and snowmakers. But before we get to next week's chaos, we have to deal with the severe threat hitting tens of millions of people today. It starts with a marginal risk of large hail for folks in southern Kansas and West Texas tonight. Saturday is when things really start to ramp up. A huge area from western Mississippi to southern Oklahoma is under the gun. Central and East Texas, you are right in the bullseye where damaging winds are the main threat. We could see hail the size of quarters or half dollars and a few tornadoes popping up from Dallas-Fort Worth down toward Houston and into Louisiana. I would not be shocked if the experts upgrade this risk level soon, so you definitely need to have a way to get alerts now. By Sunday, the severe weather focus shifts toward the Gulf Coast. We're still looking at those same threats: damaging wind gusts and the possibility of a few quick-spin tornadoes. Looking at the timing for today, most of the country stays quiet, but the high plains are going to get messy late tonight as the rain moves in. By Saturday morning, that system intensifies into a massive shield of rain covering Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. You might even hear some loud rumbles of thunder there. Saturday afternoon is the window for the most intense stuff in East Texas and Louisiana. We expect a solid line of storms to form, bringing that tornado threat right along with it. Meanwhile, the Tennessee Valley is going to get soaked, which could lead to some localized flooding if you live in low-lying spots. On Sunday, the system starts to stretch out and lose some of its punch, though we might see some light snow flurries or a quick dusting in Maryland and West Virginia by Sunday night. Once that weekend storm clears out into the Atlantic, all eyes turn back to the West Coast for Monday morning. California and Oregon are about to get hammered with rain, creating a serious flooding risk from San Diego all the way north. But the real story is in the mountains. The Sierra Nevada and the Cascades are going to see non-stop heavy snow. We are talking about potential totals of 60 to 80 inches in just a few days. That is over 6 feet of snow, which is absolutely insane. By Tuesday afternoon, a new large storm system will start taking shape over the Rockies and the northern plains. This is the first of 2 major systems we're tracking for next week. It's going to be a multi-hazard event with rain, snow, and incredibly high wind gusts. If you look at the weather maps, the pressure lines are packed tight, which means the wind is going to be howling across the central and northern U's Tuesday night. It is going to feel like a complete blast of raw energy. For the folks in the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin who have watched their snow melt away in the recent warmth, don't worry, winter is coming back for you. We expect a fresh snowpack to start building up by Wednesday. There's also a sneaky chance of some freezing rain in Michigan and Wisconsin. While it doesn't look like a full-blown ice storm yet, it is definitely something we need to watch. This heavy snow will continue to push through the upper Midwest before aiming for the Northeast. Now, Thursday is where things get really interesting and potentially much more impactful for a lot more people. A second storm is expected to develop, fueled by that lingering Pacific energy. Some of our forecast models are showing this one taking a much more southern path, potentially forming right near Kansas City. This low-pressure system looks quite strong on paper, and it could bring a mix of heavy rain and thunderstorms to the south, while dumping heavy snow on the northern side now. If this southern track holds, we could be looking at a significant snow event stretching from Iowa back into western New York. Now, I want to be honest with you, since this is still about a week away, my confidence in the exact details isn't super high yet. The Wednesday storm is a much surer bet because the models have been consistent on it for days. But if you live in the Midwest or the Great Lakes, and you've been craving a good snowstorm, this Thursday system is the one to keep an eye on. Beyond next week, the long-range outlook stays very busy. The GFS model shows that our jet stream orientation is going to keep the weather active across almost the entire country. The second half of February is looking much more intense than the first half, so stay ready. Now, let's circle back to the severe weather timing for this weekend so you can plan your Saturday. Around 7 o'clock tonight, we'll see those isolated hailstorms popping up near Oklahoma City and Midland, Texas tonight. Most of those tonight will stay elevated, meaning the tornado risk is very low, but the hail could still do some damage. By Saturday morning, a cluster of storms will be moving through Wichita Falls while heavy rain douses places like Joplin and Springfield. The real severe stuff probably won't fire up until mid-afternoon tomorrow, likely around 2 or 3 o'clock. We'll be watching a line of storms charging down the I-35 corridor through Dallas, Fort Worth, and down toward San Antonio. The main thing to watch for tomorrow evening is whether any individual supercells can form ahead of the main line. If they do, that's when the tornado risk goes up. Even if it stays as a solid line, we're looking at 60 to 70 mile-per-hour winds that can easily knock down trees and power lines. This line will push east overnight, potentially bringing embedded tornadoes into Alabama and Mississippi by early Sunday morning. It's going to be a long night for many people in the South. Aside from the wind and tornadoes, the sheer amount of water is a big deal. We are looking at a widespread 1 to 3 inches of rain from Dallas all the way to Nashville. Some spots along the Mississippi River could even see 4 or 5 inches. This isn't a typical snow and ice event. It's a high-impact rain and severe storm setup. And then there is that heat wave I mentioned. We're looking at temperatures 40 degrees above average, with 60s and 70s hitting central Kansas. It is honestly hard to believe we're in the middle of February with those kinds of numbers. While the groundhog might have predicted more winter, this coming week is going to feel like an early spring for some and a mountain blizzard for others. It is going to be a wild ride, and I will be here to walk you through all of it. I might even go live tomorrow or Sunday to cover the severe weather as it happens. Make sure you're ready for the updates, and I will catch you in the next forecast.